Hi there and welcome to watching another tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a hair tutorial. It's going to be like the first one. I'm most likely going to do another one with girl hair since this time I'm doing guy hair. So I already have prepped some pictures that I'm going to say diagram or explain how to break down the hair before you start drawing it. Well, here is our first one. Beautiful face, yes. So, for this hair, it's kind of very similar to hair I draw a lot. My pen looks very big. So, just to break this down pretty easily, we have what? Yes, I would like to commit. Oh, I know it's asking. Okay, so breaking this down, we have these two sides are basically a triangle, but it's round. So we have these two, which are like the shaved part of the hair. It's more shaved, I think. I mean, I'm not a hair cutter person. Yeah, because that's what they're called. So there's those two parts, and then just gonna refer to this stuff as the fluff. So then we have the fluff. It's basically the entirety of the rest of the hair. I mean, like all the hair on top. I think it's more like that. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I blew up the picture so big. So to break down this hair, we basically just have two key shapes here. A half circle, or if you watched my first tutorial, our bread puff, whatever you call that. And then our two triangles. So now we have it all broken down, but we don't want to just have our hair look like that. So we'll have our circle thing, and then we're going to want to add in our details. So to start adding in details, you'll start I like to draw hair more messy than it actually looks. So you can tell with this person that it kind of goes like that, essentially. It's relatively flat and it comes that way. So just take out the little messy bits I drew. We basically have just start drawing your different hair thing. Flex, not a hair fleck, a strand. So then I refer to this as the fluff because it is kind of the fluffy hair. It's not shaved, so therefore it is kind of fluffy. So then boom. And if the shaved hair is longer than a buzz cut, then you can just do something like this. And then I usually have these triangles. You might have seen it in my last video. The ears have them come a little bit overlapping the ear right there. This one, it does overlap. So yeah. And so we'll hide those two. Just trash that layer. So now we're going to open up our other one. Open hair reference 2. This is the same picture, or the same person, I mean. It's the same hairstyle also, just a different angle. So this one, it's easier to see the hair. This one's taken closer or something. Except for it's a 3/4 view. So whereas the other one was like this, front view, this one is like this, like whereas the other one was front view, like I said. So break down our yes, interesting. So I'm going to break down our shapes again. That's kind of hard to see. Triangle. The other one would be like that, but you can't really see it. So we have our one triangle. Then we have all the fluff. And then we just kind of draw in the hair. Can't really see it because I covered it up with the red, but it's basically like that. So yeah, I mean, this one, it seems pretty simple, but I mean, I have a lot of practice with it, so it might not be as simple for other people that like how it is for me. So now I have this guy. This hair is a lot more messier. I don't think there's any shaved parts. So to break this down, I'd say you want to start out by just straight up blocking out your main shapes. So I'd say kind of like that. And then our ears are like right around there, I think. And then for your actual drawing of the hair, you can see there's lots of like strands. So if we want it that detailed, then that would be more with the color, like highlighting stuff like that and then blending it out. But more of my style, I would just we got these big chunks right there. And then we have more of the sides. It's a very layered haircut, this one is. Oh, this I just drew. It's kind of like a thing that I do instead of drawing small strands. I just draw a half circle and then do that little cutout because it just makes things easier. And then I guess I thought this one would be a little bit more hard, but you just have to break it all down. Work on it like part by part. Oh, we don't even get to see this ear, so that makes it easier. So there's that one. It's our little smiley face. Now we have our last one. This one is more of like gelled back hair, whereas the other ones have all been hanging down into the face. So let me just move this layer. This one, just like the first three, we have our sides. Or I guess this one. And there we go. And then our puff. You can see how it kind of goes back a little bit. So this one, it's a lot more kept than what I usually draw. So I'd say this one would have a lot more lines, like with the strands of hair, than others. And for the hairline, this would probably be a hard hairline for me to color, at least because I like straight edges, but like it doesn't really have straight edges because it's hair. But yeah, I don't really see myself exactly ever drawing this kind of hair, just because I feel like it enlarges the forehead. So yeah. And then you can see it gets a little layered right here with our little, I don't know, sideburns, or I guess sideburns would be down here. But the sides of the hair, we have that. So now I'm going to pull up my chibi base that I used the other day and draw a hairstyle on that based off of what I just showed you guys. And now we're back to our chibi base. I'm going to add just a little background to this, just for fun. Makes it quite hard to see our base, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm not going to be drawing faces just because time's sake, and this is just for drawing the hair. So let's do the first hairstyle, or the second hairstyle, because that was a 3/4 view. So let's take down that size. That's too small. We have triangle, slight triangle, and this is going to be very similar. Yeah, very, very similar to the drawing that I did on this exact base yesterday, because it's basically the same hair. But I might do some more detail on this, hopefully. So now we have our shapes, we have our basic, we have how we want it to look, essentially. So I want it a little bit more layered on this part. So I'm going to start drawing my hair. So we have this. Just cut that off, fill that in. So now we have this. Now I want that to be probably a darker color, since it's growing closer from the scalp than this hair, which is going to be longer or something along that line. So we'll just color this in so you can see the difference. And then I haven't decided yet if you're going to be able to see this little part over here, but yeah. Boom. We have our two little things. And this is not going to be the color of the hair. I'm just doing those two colors so it's easier to differentiate. And then like up here, I'm going to draw this out in purple because I used an orange. So yeah. Let's go with this little part sticking up. And I think I want, no, I don't like that. And again with chibis, these hairstyles, at least this one I'm doing, it's more simplified, I think, than some other ones. I don't like this bare forehead exposure. Okay, so now we have this. I think we'll do very fast coloring. We'll do brown. And then with digital art, since this is on another layer than the sketch was, just trace it real fast with my pen. And then paint bucket so that it's easier. And then we're going to Magic Wand select, get our airbrush, get darker, make sure it's super big, and then just darken it around the edges. get a lighter color. I don't like that. Go super dark brown and barely tinge the edges of it. And I think that looks pretty decent. Then select none. Okay. So now we're gonna switch back to here. Because this hair is like fluff, then it's farther away from the scalp, which is here. And since it's scalp, it's closer to the roots in the scalp, so it will be darker and more closer to their like natural hair color, whereas your hair up here is more exposed to the sun, so it gets lightened and stuff like that. So then our scalp hair will be a darker color than, most likely at least, than what we have on top. Unless you're just not that exposed to light, then you probably wouldn't be. I'll just color that in. Get an almost black brown for that under layer of the hair. And I believe that this is all for a hair tutorial. Hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I mean, well, just comment down below what other tutorials you would like, or just suggest them. And if I think it's a good idea, or, well, not if I think it's a good idea, if I feel like making that kind of tutorial, then I will. So stay tuned. I'll be putting my tutorials on Make a Playlist so that at some point in time, if you just want to go through and not watching them all out at once, you can. So thanks for watching. Bye.